Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have my girlfriend Kelsey Merritt here today with me. I was really inspired by this makeup look a few years ago that I really wanted to try on Kelsey. She's really used to having super bronzy golden skin because she is a beach girl. But I kind of wanted to amp it up and add this more like fashion feel to it, but wearable. So bronzy skin, a bold lip, and continue to watch to see how I created this look. So I always want to start off by moisturizing the skin just because I want the skin to be super glowy, super fresh. Kelsey has like really beautiful freckles, so I want to show that off. I just want to make sure that everything is nice and plump before I do the foundation. Your skin looks so good.
Really? Thank you.
So I'm also going to put on some lip balm. This is actually my lip balm. It's obviously my favorite. But since you don't wear like a lot of lipsticks, you probably stock up on lip products like lip balms or anything to just make your lips feel plump. What do you think?
I do. I love this is one of my favorites.
Wait, do you have it?
Yeah, I
have
it.
Oh my God.
I tried it. I was like, oh my God, it's so buttery.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you actually.
Yes.
Now that the skin is prepped, I want to go ahead and go straight into the eyes. So I'm just adding some eye patches right underneath just so it kind of plumps up underneath the eyes. She doesn't have any dark circles, but I want to put them on anyways just because it helps me as far as like eyeshadow fallout. So if you guys have seen in my past videos, I always wear eye patches because it helps me like with the eyeshadow shape. But the first product I'm going to be using, so this is a Tom Ford cream eyeshadow in the color 05 Casino. Do you ever use cream eyeshadow?
Yeah, I love Tom Ford's.
Oh really? Yeah, they're super creamy. I know that like you guys always say that I use very like bougie products, but I just love this color. I think this color, for the look that we're doing, since we are doing like a burgundy lip, we want to play up the color onto the eyes too. And I think that for this type of makeup, I think I've been doing so many like graphic liners, so many like creases. Kelsey normally wears nothing, so I want to be able to do something that she's gonna leave feeling comfortable, but also it's like a look. So I'm gonna put a little bit of foundation just right into the crease just to kind of make sure that the blend is more seamless. I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is one of my favorites. What foundation do you use on your skin when you do wear foundation?
I love the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I've also tried recently the Estee Lauder Double Wear.
The full coverage?
I like do it super light, so you could build it up so easy. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, so like you can do full coverage. You can wear it as concealer and all that. So I was actually turned on to this brand. It's called like BISSU. It's super cheap, but my friend Luis Torres, I know that a lot of his viewers watch my videos, so I am so inspired by him. He is such a talented like makeup artist. He does like such like crazy graphic liners, and I think first and foremost, like he's so good at like eyebrows. But I'm using this just like right onto the lash line. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of this because it's such a good color. It's like a really nice like brown burgundy-ish color. I think some other brands that have colors like this is like MAC. MAC has one that's, I think it's called Costa Riche.
Similar to
this. It's like that's a similar color. If you can't buy this one, I'm gonna use this KKW palette. This is the KKW Classic number 2, and I'm using this bronzy shade. The look that I'm inspired by, so Kelsey Dinahan, she's this makeup artist. She does mostly like actresses and I would say models. She did this look for the Golden Globes or Oscar on a client, and I was obsessed. She did this like bronzy grayish, like it looked just like very like fashion forward, but very like wearable makeup. So I'm putting these two colors, and that's what I'm kind of going off on. I'm really just applying this just right onto the outer end of the eyeshadow just to kind of elongate and further add like a little bit more depth to the eyes. It's very similar to the eyeshadow, to the cream eyeshadow, but I just want to add these two colors to kind of add a little bit of depth. So you moved to New York when you were 21?
21, yes.
21. Do you miss the Philippines?
I do. I love it so much. Every time I go home, I'm like, why do I not go home more?
Right?
It's just so hard. It's so far.
Yeah, like what's the flight time?
So before there was a direct flight.
Oh, there's no more direct flights?
I mean, now there is.
Yeah, but like...
Well, from New York, but from LA, it's 15 hours there, direct.
Oh, 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the way back is 12. But
that's not that bad.
Sometimes.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So the eyes are basically done. I'm gonna go ahead and curl off camera. So I'm putting a little bit of Armani's mascara, Eyes to Kill, and I'm gonna add some Japanese lashes that I got at Donkey. It's like this like huge like 24-hour like yeah, it's this like it's this like department store that has every single thing that you can think of, like on like 5 different levels, and I got like probably 90 packs of eyelashes when I went to Japan. Okay, so I'm gonna apply these lashes off camera. So now for foundations, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I'm just gonna split a little bit onto this Petri dish. And because I want the foundation to be super fresh and super natural, I'm just gonna use, so this is like a denser, this is a Kat Von D number 10 brush. And I'm gonna apply this just in Kelsey's T-zone. And from there, I'm gonna like start blending the product out. I still wanna keep all of like her gorge freckles in just because they're so cute. I did put on some individuals as well, so once those dry, I'll go ahead and put a little bit of like a black or brown eyeliner pen just so it takes away any of where you can see like the fake lash. So I'll put a little bit down the neck as well. So now for contour, I'm gonna be using, so this is my Major Sculpt in the shade She Sculpted. I'm not gonna show the color yet just because it's not out yet, but I'm just using the contour brush that I'm coming out with. And I'm gonna have you turn that way. And what you wanna do is just damp this onto the high points of the cheekbones, and it's gonna create a little bit of depth. Like when creating this shade, I wanted like a contour shade that had like a bit of like a gray undertone to it. So instead of like bronzing, it did the job of sculpting. Even though that you don't need any sculpting, but I'm gonna do it a little bit. So, and then it is a cream and powder, so turn this way. It's a cream and a powder. So the powder itself is a bit more, more bronzy rather than having that like gray undertone. And then I'm just gonna blend it away with a little sponge. So one of my goals for 2021 is to lose my little belly.
Boba belly.
My little boba belly. It's like I'm obsessed with boba. I would also like to just like focus on more of like having a clear direction of like what type of like content I want to like release. Because like the last like 5 years, all I do is just post like whatever I feel like in the moment. Mm-hmm. But I want like more of like a theme and like a, just like I'm gonna film content and like having, I want to post more of myself. I want to, because like with the pandemic, like when I'm so used to working so much, and then that's like basically my Instagram, and then you go from like not from working then to not working. I'm like, oh my God, what do I post? So I just want to figure out more of a structure that works with my personal life, but also with my actual, like my job as being a makeup artist. So now for concealer, my favorite part. I feel like concealer always just like brightens and lifts the face. So what I did was I applied a little bit of this NARS creamy concealer. It's one of my favorites. I love this. I love the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer, but this color to me, it's like, it's in the color Honey. It's a really nice, like pinky, creamy, like orangey, I don't know, all the above like colors. So I love when the under eyes are bright. So I'm gonna let the nose highlight sit there just for just a second. And I'm gonna blend everything else into the face. I just had Mexican food. I like my breath is.
I know it's
okay.
Don't worry.
Okay, thank God. I had gum before just to make sure, but if I.
You have Takaya.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good.
What do you get from there?
I get the street corn in fuego with no rice, and I get carne asada, and I get extra salsa. What do you get?
I get the fajita del rey bowl. So good.
So So as we get underneath the eyes for the concealer, I'm taking this small and white. Actually, no, I'm gonna take a different brush this time because I feel like I used this on set the other day and I really liked it. So this is the Bdellium Tools 783, and it's a synthetic brush, and it's really soft. And what it does, I feel like it does a really good job of blending like right underneath the eyes. I'm gonna use this for right underneath the eyes so it doesn't really ruin our eyeshadow. Do you feel like when you do your makeup, do you do your eyes first or do you do your foundation first?
So I always did like foundation first, concealer, and then my eyes,
Yeah.
and then I would make a mess and then realize why makeup artists do eyes first.
Yeah,
Because it
interesting.
just makes sense.
So now do you do, if you are doing an eye, do you do eyes first?
I try, yeah, if I do, which is very rare. But sometimes I like practicing when I'm bored, just practicing certain looks that I know I struggle with.
Yeah.
And then like watching YouTube videos always helps. Then I just do the eye.
So for the nose, I'm just applying a little bit of that cream contour down the bridge of the nose on both sides. And I'm just gonna, ooh, snatcheroo. And then I wanna blend it with this 765 Bdellium Tools. It's an angled like eye brush, but I love using it to blend out my contour. I just got it and I feel like it does the job of blending. Someone left in my comment section on my Instagram, oh, like is the trend not having like a not blended nose contour? I'm like, oh. I'm like, you are right, I need to blend better. Sometimes it's hard for me to see when I'm filming. It's like you're trying to film, you're also trying to make the makeup look pretty, you're trying to be personable, you're trying to be all the above. So sometimes things get, they're not as the best as it would be if I was like just sitting in front of my client's face, not talking and just really focusing on the look. It was so exciting because I feel like I haven't really seen any other Filipino girls like walk the VS show, and so I feel like that was like such like a big, I feel like as being like an Asian American, was so like just like proud for like just like our culture and all of that. So I feel like people from the Philippines were probably just like rooting for you and cheering for you.
Yeah, it was so nice because like I felt like so many people like you reached out and I was like, oh my god, you guys are so supportive, and it's so nice to know that, you know, the Asian community is so supportive of each other.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you so much for like wanting to do my makeup. It's such an honor.
I feel like more so this year than ever, I feel like the Asian community has really come together and just to like speak up for like for ourselves, and like when like I feel like Asians are taught to kind of like keep their head down and like not really like say too much and not like cause any commotion. But I feel like this year like it's been really cool to see like just like successful Asian Americans or just like Asians do well in like certain industries and like having voices, and especially with social media and stuff. So it's just really cool that like you are able to just like basically you're like living the dream. You moved here and look where you are now.
Nice.
So now I'm gonna be using the Dragon Beauty setting powder in the shade Pink, and I just want to apply this just right down the bridge of the nose. This is going to further help highlight the nose, and I'll put a little bit just like right onto the end of the eyes as well. So this is really just going to lift the eyes. And then the rest, I think, I'm gonna put a little bit just like right down side of the nose too. If you guys ever see this on Instagram, this is like how the makeup artists are doing it. The reason why is because it kind of makes the nose appear just more slim, especially with powder. It helps for camera. I'm not gonna bake the whole under eye. I'm gonna use a brush for the rest and just kind of blend it onto Kelsey's skin. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit of the Fenty. So this is the banana powder. This has more of a yellow undertone to it. Just right where I'm gonna apply a little bit more powder bronzer. For me, powder really just helps like kind of blur everything out in pictures. So that's the reason why I'm so into powders lately. Okay, so I'm gonna further go ahead and add a little bit more contour. Now I'm adding the powder just right down the bridge of the nose, and I'm gonna apply this all over the face as well in all the areas that we applied the cream. So this product has a little bit more of like a bronzy undertone to it. So it kind of helps bring that like sun-kissed feel back into the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a little bit of NW20 Studio Fix. This is just to kind of brighten the under eyes a little bit more. And ever since I started using powder underneath the eyes, like just like this Studio Fix, I really feel that it really helps my makeup look like just more flawless in pictures. So for blush, I want to use a little bit of She's So LA, but also a little bit of She's Seductive. This is from my collection. So She's Seductive is like one of my favorite blushes from.
Favorite
is
too.
it?
Yeah, I use it every day.
Oh.
It's my everyday makeup. It's my
wow.
everyday blush.
We love to hear that. So I'm gonna use a little bit of She's Seductive. Put this just like right onto the apples of the cheeks. I always like to apply the blush on before I apply the setting spray, but I'm putting it just like right onto the apples of the cheeks, and I'm putting a good amount on just because I feel like blush is always the first thing to leave the face whenever I do makeup for some reason.
Same. Like, where does it go?
I know, where's it go? Where'd you go, blush? Let me turn this way for me real quick. Yeah. And then I also want to put a little bit just like right of She's So LA, just like right more towards the high points of Kelsey's cheekbones. The blush is really gonna tie in the lip color to everything too. And then here's a little bit onto the peak of the forehead. So the trick for me to get my blush looking like really like seamless and like kind of like basically like a dust of cloud onto the face is by now just pushing the little beauty blender just into the blush area and kind of like melting all of the powder into the skin. So now what I want to do is take a little bit of my setting spray just before I finish the rest of the face. I want the skin to be nice and dewy, and I'm using, so this is my Dewy Milk Mist. I'm just gonna spray this all over the face so then the skin gets a chance to just like soak in all of the powder, everything, like so everything can just look nice and natural onto the skin without looking too dry. But then I'm gonna take again my little beauty blender and then push it into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and finish now the under eyes. So then I'm gonna take that eyeshadow once more. So this is the cream eyeshadow from Tom Ford, and apply this just like right underneath the eyes so it blends into the under eye. So whatever one I use on top, I'm using on the bottom as well, just to kind of tie everything together. And then I'm just gonna take a little blending brush and blend this out into the under eye.
Thanks.
Okay, so now I'm gonna take a little bit of, so this is the BISSU waterproof eyeliner in Tono 06. And look up for me. I'm gonna put this just like right into the waterline. So this is gonna kind of add a little bit more burgundy into the eye. It's like a burgundy brown, not really burgundy. And then a little bit just like right onto the bottom of the water, the bottom of the top waterline. This is probably a weird feeling, sorry.
I'm used to
it.
it.
There you are. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little bit of this black Victoria Beckham eyeliner just right into like the inner corners of the eyes. I've been doing this a lot. I think it really just elongates the eyes, and it just gives the eyes more of this like feline. I love it. A little bit more mascara, and then the eyes are done. All right, so now I'm gonna finish off the eyebrows. I'm using just the Major Brow Shaping Wax. So what you wanna do is just activate the product by spraying a little bit of a setting spray, or I'm using the my Dewy Milk Mist. And then what you want to do is just activate the product, and then just to give you like Kelsey that like really fluffy, laminated, pushed up brow. For Kelsey's eyebrows, I don't want to fill them in too much, but what you want to do again is you always want to make sure that they are dry. So I'm gonna spray her, give her a little bit of wind. It's pretty hot in here. The air conditioning is off. Oh, my boyfriend's here. So before I finish the lips, I want to spray a little bit of this highlighting mist, just like right onto the high points of Kelsey's décolleté and her shoulders. I'll move a little bit so they can see the little glow. Gorge, make a little bit more right here. Oh, not going in your eye. And then I want to apply a little bit of, so this is one of my favorite products from my collection. This is a all over balm. It is in the shade She's Glossy. It's like a translucent. So what you want to do is put it onto the back of your palm, and I'm just gonna put this just like right onto the high points of the face, just bringing back a little bit of that like natural dewiness. Wow, you are so pretty. Put a little bit onto the tip of the nose.
Smells so good.
Yeah, it really added the shine back into the skin. And for lips, I'm gonna be using She Must Be New. So this is from my Major Headlines collection, and it's a really nice, beautiful burgundy. And I feel like this is definitely more of like a bold lip, but I just feel like for this eye and Kelsey's like skin color, I think this color will just look so beautiful. And then for the lips, I'm using also Major Headline She Must Be New. And I'm just gonna glide this just like right onto, wow. Holy oh, it looks so good on you. Holy Toledo. I love it. So I wanna show you your makeup.
Wow, oh my gosh.
Do you like it?
I love it.
I
feel like it's something I haven't done yet.
And it's still like wearable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Super cool.
It's a little bit more elevated, but still very wearable. And I feel like it makes like a burgundy lip not so scary.
Oh my god, I miss doing red carpets.
Thank you so much for coming on my channel. I know that you don't film YouTube videos very often, so I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you love this look. And if you guys like this look, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.